Welcome back, students. In the previous class, we learned how to measure temperature. Let's see what new we are going to learn in today's class. You might have observed that a frying pan becomes hot when kept on a flame. It is because that the heat passes from the flame to the pan. When the pan is removed from the fire, it slowly cools down. Why does it cool down? If you think carefully, you can find that the heat is somehow transferred from the pan to the surroundings. So you can understand that in both the cases, the heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. In fact, in all the cases, heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. Now, here is a question for you. Will there be any heat transfer if the two objects are at same temperature? Try to inquire it by yourself. But how does heat flow? Let us investigate. Take a flat strip of iron rod. Fix a few small wax pieces on the strip. These pieces should be at nearly equal distance. Clamp the strip to a stand. Now, hit the other end of the strip and let's observe. We can see that the wax pieces begin to fall one by one. Can you tell which piece fell the first? Well, by observing the melting pattern of the wax, we can deduce that heat is transferred from the end nearest to the flame to the other end. The process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction. Now, question arises, do all substances conduct heat easily? Let us find out. Take hot water in a beaker, then take some articles like steel, spoon, plastic scale, pencil, divider, rubber and dip one end of each of these particles in the hot water. Wait for few minutes. Take out the articles and touch the other end. Can you tell the other ends of which article get hot? Make an observation table. From the observation table, you can see that articles which are made up of metals transfer heat easily than other articles that are non-metals. The materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are conductors of heat. For example, iron, aluminium, copper, tin, steel and so on. The materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are poor conductors of heat, such as plastics, wood, rubber, etc. These poor conductors are known as insulators. In solids, generally the heat is transferred by the process of conduction. The water and air are poor conductors of heat. Then, how does the heat transfer takes place in these substances? Let's find out. Take a round bottom flask, fill it 2/3 with water. Place it on a tripod. Place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask gently using a straw. Now heat the water by placing the candle below the crystal. We can observe that when water is heated, the water near the flame gets a purple color. Then the colored water slowly moves towards the top. cold water from the sides moves down towards the source of the heat. This water also gets hot and rises, and water from the sides moves down. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. How does the heat travel in air? In which direction does the smoke go? You can find the answer by doing another activity. Light a candle. Keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of the flame. Do your hands feel equally hot? If not, which hand feels hotter and why? Try to find it by yourself. The people living in the coastal areas experience an interesting phenomenon. During the day, the land gets heated faster than the water. The air over the land becomes hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. The air from the sea is called sea breeze. To receive the cooler sea breeze, the windows of the houses in the coastal areas are made to face the sea. At night, it is exactly the reverse. The water cools down more slowly than the land. So, the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called the land breeze. When we come out in the sun, we feel warm. How does the heat from the sun reach us? We know that it cannot reach us by conduction or convection, as there is no medium such as air in most part of the space between the earth and the sun. From the sun, the heat comes to us by another process which is known as radiation. The transfer of heat by radiation does not require any medium. It can take place whether a medium is present or not. All hot bodies radiate heat. When this heat falls on some object, a part of it is reflected, a part is absorbed, and a part may be transmitted. The temperature of the object increases due to the absorbed part of the heat. Why are you advised to use an umbrella when you go out in the sun? Try to find out by yourself. In actual practices, no single mode of heat transfer is present individually. Somehow, all the three modes are present in every heat transfer system. Carefully see this picture. Here, you can see that water is boiling in a metallic pan. The handle of the pan is getting heated by the process of conduction. The water inside the pan is getting heated by the process of convection. The person near to the coil can also feel the heat from a distance, as some of the heat is also getting radiated. Try to find out the three modes of heat transfers from our daily life examples. Can you tell why we prefer light colored clothes in summer and dark colored clothes in winter? Let us find out. Take two identical tin cans. Paint the outer surface of one black and of the other white. Pour equal amount of water in each and leave in the midday sun for about an hour. Measure the temperature of water in both the cans. Do you find any difference in the temperature? In which can is the water warmer? Well, you can feel by touching that the water in the black colored can is warmer than the white colored can. This is because black color absorbs sunlight, whereas white color reflects the sunlight, thus resulting in increase of heat in case of the can painted in black. Do you ever thought that why woolen cloths keep us warmer in winter? This is because wool is a poor conductor of heat. Moreover, there is air trapped in between the wool fibers. This air prevents the flow of the heat from our body to the cold surroundings. So, we feel warm. Is it possible to construct buildings that are not affected much by heat and cold outside? Yes, you will be amazed to know that this can be done by constructing outer walls of the buildings so that they have trapped layers of air. This can be done by using hollow bricks. Now, try to find out the other ways that we can use to keep our house warm or cool. And what are the science behind them? In this module, we have learnt that the heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. There are three ways in which heat can flow from one object to another object. These are conduction, convection and radiation. In solids, generally the heat is transferred by conduction. In liquids and gases, the heat is transferred by convection. No medium is required for the transfer of heat by radiation. The materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are conductors of heat. The materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are called insulators. Dark colored objects absorb radiation better than the light colored objects. That is the reason we feel more comfortable in light colored clothes in summer. Woolen clothes keep us warm during winter. It is so because wool is a poor conductor of heat and it has air trapped in between the fibers. So my dear students, let's wind up the topic and I hope you have enjoyed really very well. Thank you.